Welcome to another episode of Ascension Activations. Welcome, everybody. Excellent. So, tonight we are going to start with an Om. An Om activates and expands an isosynaptic pulse. Now, what this does is it generates a thought grid around all individuals watching throughout time and space. This thought grid then allows for each individual watching, dear ones, to then allow any messages needed for the collective ascension in alignment with all individuals watching throughout time and space to then be brought forward on tonight's channeled session. Once again, dear ones, this is the highest potential timeline expression questions. As we align this isosynaptic pulse, we wish for each of you to take a deep breath in, holding love. And one more deep breath in. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people, for this beautiful channeled session tonight. Thank you so incredibly much for coming forward and for helping and assisting humanity in this way and giving each of us the information most in alignment to receive for our own individual ascensions. We are grateful for you. Thank you. Okay. So tonight we are going to start, dear ones, with the particular post of walking meditations and ether pulling. When the primary individual is in alignment to receive, it then allows a type of ethereal pulling of light-based ions and plasmatic energy to fill both the biological form and the energetic grid structures. This may feel like a spontaneous filling of energy. For each of you may have already experienced such things, for this is also known as a second wind. However, in the now moment expression, each of you are able to pull as much light as you deem fit into your biological form. This light, dear ones, allows your perception of your waking physical reality to change or modify, depending on your density codings. For any lower frequency imprints in the physical body or the energetic grids, then shift the angular light refractal system. This system, dear ones, generates all physical items in your reality. Density then shifts the physical world that you see. At any given moment, more light may be called within the biological form or your energy field to allow any individual, any person, place, or thing to change in their subatomic levels, which then mirror reflects a higher caliber or frequency reflection back to the primary individual. Yes, dear ones, each of you are able to change the world outside of you, as all changes start from the inside. You are taught on your planet emotional resonance is of high value, for your emotions control your physical manifestations. This is true. However, your thought forms that you are holding in your energetic grids or imprinted into the cellular levels also have very deep impacts in your waking world. At any given moment, you are able to pull this light ethereal frequency, allowing you to hold an 11th harmonic resonance in alignment with your higher self. For each star seed, as well as human incarnate, has this potential. Holding an 11th harmonic resonance allows for spontaneous healings in your body, your mind, or your spirit. Engaging in whatever task makes you feel the most amount of excitement allows the 11th harmonic resonance to start to energetically blend or bond within your physical form. A blending happens in the ethereal net or in your energy field. A bonding occurs when more solidified energy tubules are formed. This then allows the higher self to take its seat in your heart, which then starts a type of bond between you and the higher self until the higher self is you. Access through your source frequency lens, which is a 12-pointed Merkaba star above your head, starts to open, dear ones. For you start to hold 144 frequency or resonance. As each chakra opens, you may see your light refractal system heal more and more of your physical reality. When all chakras, including the source frequency lens, is healed, it allows you to ethereally become the higher self. As there are many multidimensional abilities which may be modified in your physical reality when you are your higher self. For the primary individual may then take the center soul tubule within your body and blend it upwards into the higher self. You may then select a different parallel reality expression or different biological form from a different planet, from this world in this time, from the past, present, or future. As all moments in time and space are all occurring now in the linear perspective. A fourth dimensional or density viewpoint allows access above time and space, but not fully. As each of you may notice times in your life now when you are manifesting in 4D, you may manifest any item instantaneously and drop back down into 3D, and that's okay too. For the process of ascension allows you to rise and fall, but a little less falling with each turn of your angular light. For all light is a vortex energy in its nature, including the sun, dear ones. For any frequency in a two-dimensional expression looks like a flat line going up and down. However, in a third density expression, it is a spring or a circular vortex of its energy. Pulling more light into your biological form allows for different forms of castings. The process of energetic casting allows you to pull the source frequency into your body and send a type of energetic resonance out to any person, place, or thing. This is of high value for when each individual starts to identify density codings. It then allows you to pull more love, for example, into your castings. Holding love is of the source frequency. However, the source frequency is both light and dark. However, choosing a higher frequency resonance will start the path of ascending into your light body. Energetic casting shall remove said darkness, densities, or distortions. For a distorted veil shifts the light that is you. Okay. Thank you so incredibly much, dear star people. That was beautiful. Okay. I'm going to read the page, Walking Meditations and Ether Pulling. It's from Keys to My Ascension, page 100. Okay. The consciousness zone of focus contains a multitude of extrasensory abilities, functions, and keys into parallel realities. The light refractal system allows for the consciousness shifts into each of the chakra subsystems. This light is stemming from the higher self directly and may be focused for different reflections of light to manifest. These reflections of light may extend into the physical reality and shift density levels of any item or being. So this is of high value because when we start to talk about each chakra subsystem, let's say we're taking a look into the root chakra. The root chakra is a base chakra. It is red in its coloring. When we start to look through that lens, then we start to look at your home. We start to look at your car. We start to look at your actual body. Every single cut, every scar, if you have a bug bite, all of these things on the physical body, or let's say you have your car, you have a scratch or a dent, any of this stuff, it is all a part of your energy field. Knowing this then allows you to look at the car and send love every single time you go out to the car. Let's say, for an example, you're going to be traveling, spray the tires with the tire shine. And then I love and I bliss you tires. What that's going to do is it's actually going to raise the frequency of the tires, but it's also going to raise the frequency of your feet because the tires are connected to the feet. It shares energy from your field. Every single item in your possession, whether it be your home, your car, your house, your body, all of that physical item coatings stems from the root chakra systems. When you start to have a look around at all of the items you're holding, all of the items also gives a resonance into that chakra system. This is why we are also taught release any items that don't make us feel good. If you have something in your home and it makes you feel heebie jeebies, it is safe to remove it from your home so that you are able to hold a higher frequency in that chakra system. The process of ascension means that we each go through a healing journey. Whatever that looks like for each person is going to be different because each of us are different. And we go through the chakras and we start cleaning up all of the chakras. Then the process of ether pulling is pulling those light ions and pulling that plasmatic energy into your body. Now, one great way to do this right now is during a meditation with two people. Take your glasses off because the light ions cannot pass through glass. When we take the glasses off, look eye to eye. It's okay if you have contacts, the star people are saying, it will still work. Look eye to eye with a person. You can even take your left hand or take your right hand and put it over their heart and take their right hand and put it over your heart and then put your left hand on top of their hand. That actually starts to form a two-way flow in the energetic field. It is generating a toroidal field, which looks like an infinity sign or a figure 8. When we start to do this, you will actually see the frequency of the ether pull into both people as it fills both people with love. So, of course, while you're in that meditation, you want to think and hold and feel the feelings of how much you love that person. There's different types of ethereal abilities each person has. In the center of the body, we have a Kundalini channel system. This Kundalini channel system crisscrosses, but it is a vortex energetic in its nature. Each individual is able to look into a secondary individual's eyes and modify their Kundalini channel system. This we recommend be done with unconditional love for that person. For you are able to see or sense into the complete ethereal field and energetic grids of each other. As each are connected, any modifications you facilitate to a secondary individual shall also modify your own field, which is why when you heal together, you heal yourself as well. for any love-based emotional resonance you send to any second person. It shall then also allow love to be felt in your body. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, star people. So when you start looking into the eyes of another person, start to feel love. Many people watching, you guys already know how to see the energy field. If you don't, that's okay too. But when you start to look inside of their eyes, you can ask with your mind, thank you, higher self, for showing me anything that needs to be healed inside of my friend. I choose to call people my friends, even if you've met them for the first time, because it allows you access into that system in order to help facilitate their healing. All healing is self healing for now in the 3D reality. And the reason why that is because there is actually a 3-day grace window where any attachments that we release or any energetic imprints that we release off of a second person, their higher self may put it back within 3 days. That means you could change the emotional expression and then the individual shifts and they go into a parallel reality. They experience a higher frequency. On the third day, the higher self may shift them back. That's okay too. That is because right now, in our current reality expression, all healing is self healing, and there has to be an alignment, or there may be a soul lesson in place. That being said, in time, we do have ways of using the mental capabilities to override that pattern, but that goes into you don't want to take the soul's lesson away from the soul if that lesson is desired by the higher self. So that's okay too. We usually just send the love and allow whatever healing, and this is why we release resistance to it. That's also a part of it. The more energy each and every one of us are able to hold within our biological form, we can then send that energy also into Mother Earth. When we start energetic castings into the earth, it then allows the location frequency to then raise. As each of you are fully connected to the mycelium kingdom, you are able to connect to Mother Earth's thought forms, to her thought grid, allowing all thoughts from past, present, and future to now be accessed by each individual here. The mycelium kingdom's nervous system net runs just under the topsoil of Mother Earth's dirt. Your individual nervous system net runs just underneath your skin. It is a biological and ethereal net in its nature, as is Mother Earth's. This is of high value, dear ones, for each individual. When you make skin contact with Mother Earth, you may then request a full activation and allowance of your thought grid into hers, allowing her the process to show each of you your history. As your history is ever changing, depending on the physical reality codings you are holding. You are each multidimensional in your nature. What this means is you are able to change the past memory. You are able to change the future timeline expression. For all changes are manifest from the current thought form expression you are holding within your body, your mind, your spirit. Connecting to the mycelium kingdom, dear ones, may feel a little tingly in your mind. Some individuals watching may feel a spark or an electrical type of voltage when they first connect, and that's okay too. This too indicates that there is an extrasensory ability in Mother Earth's nervous system net and your own if you feel a spark. There is different chi abilities which are activated, allowing individuals to cast a further electrical voltage into any aspect of your world. Thank you, star people. Thank you. Different chi abilities allow for a higher voltage to be cast. And a higher voltage is directly connected to the higher self. 4, your thoughts are electrical in its nature. Yet, your heart is also utilizing a form of thoughts for each emotional resonance. Also, filters through your physical heart, as your physical heart is a vortex energetic. It is taking a type of voltage and imprinting each emotion into the cellular structures of your body. Emotional imprints in your biological form may also be imprinted through a voltage. Any individuals here with a chi ability may also start to send that energy into a secondary person in order to cleanse or purify different emotional imprints. Your imprints that are stored within your physical form then shift the world among worlds expression you are perceiving. Thank you. Thank you, dear star people. Thank you so incredibly much. Thank you. Okay, so that's it for tonight. The star people are saying, thank you guys so incredibly much for coming. We are going to read one more page. I know Mary's watching. She's probably like, what? What do you mean? Okay. So we have pulling ether into the energetic rings. Now, this particular page is from my multi-dimensional healing workbook. That one. Oh, let me see. Okay, perfect. So that is on page 31 of the multi-dimensional healing workbook. So you guys can see. I'm just going to read the whole page. The workbook is more like a way to come in and how to facilitate the different modalities so that you guys can start the healing process. And it's like a guidebook for healing. It's cool. Okay, so pulling ether into the energetic rings. A sacred transmission of spirit alignment. Ether is the subtlest of the 5 elements, the unseen force that weaves through all things. It is the element of space, sound, memory, and spirit. While the physical elements, earth, water, fire, air, govern matter and movement, ether governs essence. To pull ether into the energetic rings is to infuse your being with the original template of divine stillness, infinite potential, and crystalline clarity. Your energetic grid, also known as your light matrix or aura scaffolding, is a multidimensional structure of firmaments, tubes, and crystalline lines that hold the blueprint of your soul's radiance. When ether is lacking in the grids, one may feel chaotic, disconnected, or overwhelmed, release by denser elements. The word release releases the attachments to those because there's attachments. Okay. When ether is drawn in with intention, the grid becomes spacious, fluid, and luminous, a perfect vessel for higher guidance and deep healing. There's a train. I don't know if you guys can hear the train. So much fun. Okay. How to pull ether into the grids and the rings. Number 1, still the physical field. Sit or lie down. Let your breath become silent and long. Visualize yourself floating in a vast field of stars, space with no beginning and no end. So if you guys are like laying in your bed, allow your body to sink into the bed until like you just don't feel it anymore. You really have to like let go. It's okay. Set the command. Ether, sacred keeper of the divine truth and space, I now draw you into my energetic grids. Fill every filament, every line, every ring with spirit clarity. It's okay if this process takes a few minutes. Don't rush it. I do know Many times, the second you set the intention, wham, we can feel the energy pulling in. If there are densities and distortions, do it for a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's okay too. We do have the capabilities of pulling it in instantaneously. That is what a second wind is. I experienced this one day. I woke up and I was so excited to be here because we had people over my home at the time and, or my apartment at the time. It was like whoosh, and I felt all this energy fill my body. And then I had like the most amount of energy in that moment. We can call that in, and we could do that in any given moment. It starts with the awareness we can do it. The second that you have the awareness, now you place a focus on it. When you focus on it, it starts the process of pulling the light ions into the body. The more and more you guys put focus on this, you are then going to start to notice, oh, okay, well, if you don't feel good or say you're tired because you went on a long hike, that's actually an illusion because all time and space is happening right now. You are able to change or modify the amount of energy inside each cell. Each cellular level is able to hold a maximum capacity before a process of crystallization within your physical form occurs. Each individual is able to call more energy in. And over time, you will master this ability. Thank you. Thank you, Star People. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, so we set the command. Now we're going to visualize the descent of ether. You may see a small, soft silver or iridescent violet mist descending from your crown, not like a substance, but like space itself becoming intelligent and radiant. It flows into the crown, the spine, and outwards into the energy meridians and aura. The lines begin to glow, becoming lighter, more resonant, and less tangled. So, less density, less darkness in your field. Tone to anchor ether. Make a low hum or soft ah. You guys can use any sounds. Om, ah, eh, e. Any sound is fine because it's going to activate different chakra systems depending on the tones that you guys are using. Okay. Let the sound carry the ether through the matrix. Each tone sends a pulse outwards, like sound through a crystal. Ether brings the breath of the cosmos into your human form. It is what allows your field to receive spirit guidance, dissolve attachments gently. It removes them, not really dissolves them. What it actually does is it pulls the light into your field and then the attachments release depending on the type of attachment. Not all attachments are going to release because some of them it is of high value to know their name. Their name is an emotional or energetic signature, which then allows them access into the field. Every single attachment we had to have opened the door to receive said attachment. What that means is in a past life, you may have experienced a trauma. That trauma that imprinted the center soul tubule at the moment of conception or true birth. Your center soul tubule had that density mark on it, which then imprinted the physical form and changed your magnetic resonance, allowing the attachment to then open one of the doors in the star field and come into the field, energetically touch in and bond with you, and then start pushing that emotional signature into your entire field. That is how the system works with the attachments. That's okay too. When we start to ether pull, it raises our biological frequency, and then all of a sudden we are not in alignment to receive said attachments. So some of them automatically knock off because they just don't like the resonance when we're holding the higher frequencies. That's okay too. Some of them, when you know the name, that is when they release. Some of the darker attachments, they energetically bond, and then all of a sudden they're there. And when you release them, your entire life will shift. That's known as a dark one. So the attachments, I do attachment release sessions with people, and so these things are very real. But you'll feel many times very clean energetically after you release the attachments. You do not have to have a session to clear the attachments. For any emotion that you have ever experienced, say the emotional name and say the word release. and just watch how your energy grid feels. It's very empowering when you start to release them. If you sit there and you release them at once, like you have a session, please do a saltwater bath. Your hair stores magnetic energy. Each one of the attachments is holding a magnetic resonance. Wash the hair. This way, that energy releases off of your magnetic field. Very, very important. Okay, let's see. Ether brings the breath of the cosmos into your human form. It is what allows your field to receive spirit guidance and align with the oversoul with grace. As you draw ether into your grids, you become the mirror of the divine mind, formless, still, and infinite. Connecting is your natural state of being. Open your heart and feel the love. Okay, and it's this message is sent with many love and blessings. And once again, that's in the multidimensional healing workbook. You guys can listen to that over and over and go into it. Feel into your body. Feel into the space outside your body. The axial tonal lines are an extension of your meridian and ley line systems. They are outwards the field. They connect into the star field, but they radiate outwards. And those are like the higher selves, meridian and ley lines. They're big. When we start to clean up the energy field, you're going to start to have an awareness of the axial tonal lines. They may look like a grid. They do look like a grid right in front of you, but a little further out. And as you shift, the lines shift. It moves with you, and it kind of looks mirrory, which is beautiful. When we start to work within the axial tonal lines, you are able to change any aspect of your simulation coding by cleaning each and every one of the lines. Those lines are the same exact lines that radiate from your meridian and ley line systems. Everything is all connected. When you make one energetic change to either your physical body or your energy grids, then all of a sudden, the mirror reflections that you see are going to start to gift you different mirrored reflections. There are some zodiac alignments that are shifting the energy inside of your field. We've just experienced this with a full moon very recently, a day or two ago. That energy is pulsing your field in a full moon energy, I'm talking about, in order to bring up anything that needs to be recalibrated or released from your energetic field. This is done in order to help you to hold more light. The more light you guys can pull inside of your body, your mind, or your spirit, it then starts to activate a very high frequency. Higher frequencies feel like time and space goes very rapidly. It seems like everything that's here is instantaneously. Whether you're traveling or whether you're manifesting something, your mirror reflections show up very, very rapidly when you're holding more light. The process of holding more light means that you have gone inside your body, your mind, all the memories, and you start to release the traumas. Any trauma and any emotion that is not of a higher frequency, it is okay to let it go. It is okay to forgive yourself for that emotion. It is okay to find yourself and to release alignments that are not serving your highest and best. This was another post that I just had come out literally a couple days ago, like a day or two ago. And it was about debugging your veils. So imagine densities and distortions, any darkness. It acts like a lens, and that lens we put over our energy field. So now we have to look through that veil system. So when we say the words, debug my energy grids, thank your higher self for debugging my energy grids, you may start to feel the star field nodules out in the space outside of your body. And you may start to feel like boop, boop, like just an awareness of it. And it's like, wow. And then you might start to feel little like sensations inside of the body. And what that means is any emotion code that you are holding in your body, in your mind, or in your ethereal space, anything that's not in line with your highest and best, it starts to release. There are also processes of using the words, I send all of my energy cords up through the source frequency to be recalibrated to unconditional love or my highest potential. When you start affirming that, now all of a sudden, all your experiences with all other people start to be more high frequency. Or if there are people in your life that are not of your highest potential, they will fall out of your life very rapidly because you're taking all your energy cords and routing them through the source. The source is your higher self and your oversoul. Whatever's not in alignment will fall away, and all the energy cords will be more light encoded. The higher self doesn't make mistakes. When we start to do little things like this, even though we're speaking the word, you may not see the cords. So a part of the human experience is trusting and believing that whatever it is that you just commanded your energy field to do, it was done. And now all of a sudden, when you open your eyes, you look at the world outside of you, you're literally stepping into a parallel reality because now you have shifted the energy inside of your body to allow more light to come through. The more light we start to encode in our bodies by utilizing our words, oming, chanting, singing, different frequency generators we could use. The best ones to use are really emotions of love. So if you have a friend, once again, going eye to eye and holding the emotion of love, you guys can use chanting and words too. And that will allow both of you guys to go through a whole process of pulling that ether into the body and allowing you to feel better. Whatever you guys choose to use. What I like to recommend is choosing to use everything. Try it. If it makes you feel good, do it again. Then you may get called to do something else. Do that too. Try a whole bunch of things. Whatever makes your body feel better in the now moment, do more of that. Whatever makes you guys really happy and excited, that's usually the best thing to do. Now, let's say, for example, we want to dive into the topic of exercising. You're actually able, because we're literally in a simulation, you're able to close your eyes and you're able to visualize that exercise. All of a sudden, the muscles and the cells of your body start to respond as if you have just exercised. Now, we take that one level further. The star people have guided us and taught us about thought forms. A thought form is an emotion code and an actual thought imprinted into the space outside of the body, which then you can also, the star people are saying, you can also imprint the center soul tubule or one of the Kundalini channels. The Kundalini channels are the earth, air, fire, water channels. It's on the left-hand side, the front side, the right, and the rear. There's 4 channels. And then the 2 channels are the center soul tubule, which are electrical and magnetic in its nature. And then it's covered by a dark matter field. So it's light covered by darkness is a center soul tubule. It's like dark matter, not real darkness. And then the Kundalini channel systems. You're able to push light into any of those systems. Many times we step into an awareness that each individual may have an alignment to an element. So, like, let's say, for example, you have a water baby. That water baby may have an alignment in the water Kundalini channel, which makes the intuition say, hey, I like to be in water. I like to swim. I like to be at the beach. That's because there's an alignment there. When we start to take a look at our alignments, each and every one of you guys, you know what you're aligned to see or you like to do. We want to amplify that. That's one of the easiest ways to activate ourselves. What do you guys like to do? If you like to be at the beach, now all of a sudden start to focus on the Kundalini water channel while you're at the beach. Start to say to your mind, to your body, thank you, water channel. I am the ocean. I am connected at the subatomic levels to the ocean's waters. For everything I see outside my body is existing inside my body. For all particles throughout all time and all space are ethereal in their nature. Each body is made of ether, light ions. It is your center soul tubule that controls the biological form and your resonance or the way your cells put themselves back together. You are able at any given moment to activate your multidimensional abilities and to shift your biological form in the physical reality. What this means, dear ones, you may have had an experience of waking up one beautiful sunny day and noticing your eye color has changed. And that literally is because you are holding a different source frequency coding, which then shifted the biological form's resonance. This is a shapeshifter ability. It is very real. It is here now. Each of you have access to it. You do it naturally, for the body is known to put on weight and to release weight, depending on your emotional state. Shifting your emotional state shall then allow further access into these systems. For located within the front of your pineal gland is a control system. It is in front of the pineal, not a part of the pineal. You must backstep your consciousness in order to be granted access. What this looks like. You may feel underneath your skin and pull your consciousness within the body. Pulling your consciousness within the body and then sending your consciousness into the control system. When you backstep into the control system, you may make modifications to your physical form. You may tell your hair grow longer. You may tell your height to be taller or shorter. And when you open your eyes, your body shall shift. The amount of time-space awareness you may perceive to identify the shift is up to your belief systems. Some of you, it may occur very rapidly, instantaneously, or it may take a week or a month. And that's okay too, for each of you was gifted free will. It is of high value to identify any belief systems and time-space abilities. For what you believe, you shall perceive. Thank you. Thank you, star people. Beautiful. Okay. So thank you guys so incredibly much for coming tonight. We are going to be doing the Shadow Work Zoom. The Shadow Work Zoom, you guys can send an email to daniellipton.com and I send you a complimentary Zoom link. And what we do is we do different energy clearings. You guys can ask one-on-one questions. And really, it's to form a group and a community of like-minded people who are healing together and on the journey. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I am sending you all many love and blessings. And thank you, dear star people, for this beautiful channeled session tonight. We are grateful for you. Thank you.